The morning sun painted the skies in hues of gold as Buddha and his disciples arrived at a bustling village. Villagers paused their tasks, watching the group with mixed emotions, their faces revealing curiosity, suspicion, and indifference. Anand, a devoted disciple, walked beside Buddha, his mind clouded with concerns about acceptance and belonging. As they ventured further, they were met with whispers and scornful glances from a group near the village's central square. Anand hesitated, his footsteps faltering as he observed the reactions of those around them. "Master," Anand whispered, his voice tinged with uncertainty, "why do some look upon us with such disdain?" Buddha turned toward him, his expression gentle, his eyes steady. "Anand, the judgments of others reflect their own inner struggles, not your worth," Buddha said, his voice calm. The group paused at the edge of the square, where a solitary tree offered shade from the rising sun's warmth. Buddha sat beneath the tree, gesturing for his disciples to join him in the stillness of the moment. "Consider the river," Buddha began, addressing all his disciples. "Its waters flow steadily, unyielding to stones that disrupt its surface." His voice carried a soothing rhythm, drawing the attention of nearby villagers who began to gather. Curious yet wary, the river remains true to its purpose, Buddha continued, unconcerned by the ripples caused by those who would disturb it. Anand listened intently, his heart yearning to understand how to remain unwavering amid rejection and uncertainty. "Imagine, Anand," Buddha said, focusing on his disciple, "that someone offers you a gift, one you do not desire." Anand nodded, his curiosity piqued, as the metaphor took shape in his mind. "If you refuse to accept this gift," Buddha explained, "does it remain yours or belong to the giver?" Anand hesitated, contemplating the words. Before answering cautiously, "It remains with the giver, Master." A soft smile graced Buddha's lips as he nodded in approval. "Rejection and disdain," Buddha said, his voice carrying across the square, "are gifts we can choose not to accept." The villagers exchanged glances, their expressions shifting as they absorbed the wisdom shared under the ancient tree. "It simply exists, embracing each moment as it unfolds." The image of the flower's quiet acceptance began to take root in my mind, yet doubts lingered in my heart. As the sun climbed higher, a young boy approached, offering Buddha a small bowl of water with trembling hands. Buddha accepted the gesture with gratitude, his serene demeanor putting the child at ease. "Master," the boy asked hesitantly, "why do some hurt others with their words and actions?" Buddha regarded the child with kindness, his answer resonating with all who listened. "Fear, my child," he said softly, "is often the root of such behavior. For those who fear project their pain outward, and so must you adapt, understanding that the world owes you nothing, yet offers everything when you release your grip." The clarity of his words struck a chord within me, yet their simplicity belied the challenge they posed. I lowered my gaze, grappling with the enormity of his teaching. "But Master," I said after a pause, "how do we release expectations without losing our passion, our purpose, our connection to life?" Buddha's eyes sparkled with the wisdom of countless lifetimes, and he leaned slightly forward as he spoke. "To release expectation is not to abandon purpose," he explained. "It is to act with sincerity, free from the chains of demand. Just as clouds pass to reveal the sky, so too do judgments fade when met with unwavering truth." Buddha extended his hand to the boy, who grasped it with gratitude, and rose to his feet, his movements deliberate and serene. "Let us walk together," he said to his disciples and the villagers, "to witness the wisdom within each step we take." The group, now a harmonious blend of disciples and villagers, moved through the streets, their footsteps echoing a shared sense of purpose. As they journeyed, Buddha pointed to a weathered wall adorned with fading murals, remnants of past artistry. This wall tells a story, he said, pausing before the faded images of hands that once shaped beauty with love. The villagers gazed at the mural, their expressions softening as they recognized its significance within their shared history. Just as these hands faced the unknown to create, Buddha said, so must we embrace vulnerability to fulfill our purpose. The burden of my expectations, so long carried, felt as though it might finally be set down. Yet one question remained, clinging stubbornly to the edges of my consciousness. Buddha turned to her with a gentle smile, bowing his head in acknowledgement of her wisdom. Your strength lies within, waiting to be revealed, he said, his voice steady and assured. The villagers gathered closely, forming a circle around Buddha, their fear and resistance melting into curiosity and connection. Rejection is but a shadow, Buddha said, his voice resonating with conviction. A fleeting illusion that cannot obscure your light. We walked to the edge of a nearby grove, where the ground was littered with fallen leaves. Buddha knelt and picked up a leaf, holding it up for all to see. Anand, once burdened by fear, now walked with purpose, his steps reflecting the courage he had gained. Together, they journeyed onward, leaving behind a village forever changed by the lessons learned beneath the shade of an ancient tree. In the growing distance, the sound of laughter and hopeful murmurs marked the seeds of understanding that had taken root. Another day dawned as Buddha and his disciples approached a village renowned for its skilled weavers and beautiful tapestries. The village bustled with activity, its narrow streets lined with stalls displaying vibrant patterns and intricate designs. Anand walked beside Buddha, his thoughts lingering on past fears and the lessons they had learned. Buddha turned to face the group, his gaze resting on each of us as though to imprint his teachings directly into our hearts. You ask how to overcome disappointment, he said. The answer lies not in avoiding it, but in understanding it, and letting it flow through you. We returned to the clearing beneath the Bodhi tree. The sun now high in the sky, its light casting warm shadows. Master, Anand said, breaking the silence, what can this tapestry teach us about fear and rejection? Buddha smiled gently, his eyes resting on the unfinished design before them. Anand, Buddha began, addressing him with a steady voice. Each thread represents a moment in life, interconnected within the tapestry's unfolding design. It cannot endure the light of wisdom, nor the warmth of a heart open to life's flow. As his words settled over us like a gentle rain, I felt a peace I had not known before. The weight of my burdens had not disappeared, but they no longer defined me. I bowed deeply before Buddha, my heart filled with gratitude that no words could adequately express. In that moment, I understood that the path to freedom was not a distant destination, but the very ground beneath my feet. Another day, another question weighed heavy on my mind as I returned to the clearing beneath the Bodhi tree. Buddha sat, calm and radiant, his presence offering comfort to all who gathered. I approached him, my heart still unsettled, and knelt in reverence. Master, I began, my voice steady but filled with uncertainty. I have released expectations, but disappointment persists when others fail me. Buddha turned his serene gaze toward me, his voice gentle as the morning breeze. Villagers gathered near the workshop, intrigued by the visitors and the depth of their discussion. Life mirrors the tapestry, Buddha said, gesturing toward the colorful patterns unfolding before them. To accept its challenges is to grow, and to embrace vulnerability is to connect deeply with ourselves and others. Anand's thoughts turned inward as he reflected on his fear and the teachings that emphasized strength through acceptance. But Master, I asked, how can we remain unshaken when the actions of others cause pain and betrayal? Buddha gestured for us to follow him, and together we walked toward the banks of a nearby river. The water shimmered, its gentle current weaving around rocks and fallen branches without hesitation. The river offers wisdom, Buddha said, his voice harmonious with the flowing water. It does not resent the obstacles it meets. The disciples murmured softly, their hearts resonating with the truth unfolding through the metaphor of the tapestry. The villagers grew quiet, their curiosity deepened by the connection formed between Buddha, Sutta, and the gathered crowd. I studied the river's quiet resilience, the analogy unfolding in my mind like petals of a blooming flower. Master, I said, does this mean we must endure hurtful actions without resistance, allowing disappointment to flood our hearts? Buddha turned to me, his expression radiating compassion. Sutta resumed weaving, his movements steady and deliberate. As the tapestry's design began to reveal its intricate beauty, Buddha placed his hand upon Anand's shoulder, his touch calm and reassuring. We are all weavers. Anand, Buddha said softly, our lives shaped by the threads of our experiences and connections with others. The disciples and villagers watched in silence, their hearts united by the profound wisdom that unfolded before them. To weave with love and acceptance, Buddha continued, is to overcome rejection's grip and reveal life's greatest truths. The elderly weaver turned to the crowd, his voice steady as he addressed their unspoken questions and fears. Forgiveness is not forgetting, he explained, but a release of the burden you carry, allowing the soul to flow freely. His teachings resonated deeply, yet they stirred questions I could not ignore. Master, she asked softly, her voice trembling slightly, can these tangled threads be untangled and used to create something worthwhile? Buddha looked at her, his expression warm and understanding as he held out his hand to take the basket. Each thread, no matter how tangled, holds potential, Buddha said, his voice soothing and steady. His words carried a profound kindness, as though he could see the scars I tried to conceal. Disappointment lingers when we hold others captive in our hearts, he continued. But forgiveness liberates you from their grasp. The young woman watched with wide eyes, her hesitation fading as she began to understand the lesson within the gesture. As the day progressed, the village transformed into a place of shared learning and introspection, each moment shaping their understanding. Buddha's voice broke the silence, his tone reflective yet firm. Impermanence governs all life, he said. The actions of others are fleeting, shaped by their own struggles and imperfections. His teachings illuminated the interconnectedness of existence, yet their simplicity belied the challenge they posed. As the sun began to set, the tapestry on the loom reached its completion, its vibrant colors glowing softly in the evening light. Buddha stood beside the completed work, his gaze calm and reflective as he addressed the crowd. Justice must flow like the river, neither stagnant nor vengeful. His metaphor reshaped my understanding, but its depth seemed endless, unfolding in ways I had yet to grasp. Forgive without losing yourself, Buddha continued, for the heart that clings to harm cannot embrace the joy of the present. His words carried an undeniable power, each one planting a seed of transformation in my being. Another day began, as Buddha and his disciples approached a majestic mountain, its peak hidden by clouds and steep trails. The air grew cooler, carrying the scent of pine and earth as the group prepared for the arduous climb. Buddha resumed his seat beneath the Bodhi tree, his presence grounding us in the moment. You ask how to overcome disappointment, he said. Anand hesitated, his breath shallow, as he contemplated the difficulty ahead and his ability to overcome it. Master, Anand said quietly, his voice trembling, I fear I may fail to ascend this mountain and prove my worth. Buddha turned toward him, his gaze steady and calm, his presence emanating reassurance and wisdom. Anand, Buddha said softly, this mountain does not judge your worth. It simply exists, waiting for you to climb. Another day, another thought lingered in my heart as I approached the clearing under the Bodhi tree. Buddha sat, his presence calm and radiant, guiding the disciples with gentle wisdom. It fears the uncertainty of the wind, yet spreads its wings to find freedom in the skies. Anand watched the bird intently, absorbing the metaphor as he witnessed its tentative flight against the strong gusts. To embrace vulnerability, Buddha continued, is to discover courage within the fear and strength within the struggle. The disciples resumed their climb, their steps deliberate and steady. As the mountain's challenges grew steeper with each turn, the disciples listened in silence, their attention fixed on every word spoken by the awakened one. You wander between memories of the past and dreams of the future, seeking solace but finding only shadows. Buddha continued. Rejection, Anand, Buddha said, his voice unwavering, is but a shadow that seeks to obscure the light of your inner truth. The disciples gathered around Buddha, their breaths steadying as they prepared to listen and learn amidst the mountain's imposing beauty. Just as clouds drift, concealing the sky, Buddha explained, rejection is temporary, and your light remains constant beneath its veil. As they continued upward, Buddha pointed to a small stream cascading down the rocks, its waters clear and persistent in their flow. Observe the stream, Buddha said, addressing his disciples with care. It does not resist the stones that interrupt its path. Anand watched as the water flowed over the stones gracefully, carving its way through the terrain without hesitation or fear. Like the stream, Anand, Buddha said, his voice resonating gently, you are capable of navigating obstacles with resilience and purpose. The simplicity of the flower's truth struck me, yet doubts lingered as I considered Buddha's teaching. Master, I asked, how do we embrace the present when pain and fear cloud its beauty? Buddha's gaze softened further, his compassion like the embrace of the earth. The wind grew stronger as the group neared a ridge, the landscape opening to reveal a panoramic view of the valley below. Anand paused, his breath catching as he looked back at the trail they had overcome, each step shaping his newfound perspective. Master, Anand said softly, this climb is difficult, but each step brings clarity and a deeper connection to the journey. Buddha smiled warmly, his gaze reflecting pride in Anand's growing understanding and resilience amidst the climb. Each step, Anand, Buddha said, is an expression of vulnerability and strength, woven together to create a path toward awakening. The disciples gathered closely, their hearts united by the profound wisdom unfolding amidst the mountain's grandeur. Buddha smiled, his expression filled with the clarity of understanding. And so must your heart be, he said. This stumble, like rejection, Buddha said gently, is a reminder of your humanity, not a measure of your worth. The group rested briefly on the ridge, their spirits lifted by the expansive view that mirrored the vastness of their potential. Anand turned toward Buddha, his voice steady and clear as he asked, Master, how do we find freedom within vulnerability? Buddha regarded him with kindness, his answer deliberate and infused with empathy. Freedom, Anand, Buddha said softly, is found when you accept vulnerability as the gateway to connection and growth, not as a weakness to avoid. It is guided gently by awareness and compassion. His words carried the weight of truth, yet their simplicity belied the effort they required. The climb grew steeper, requiring perseverance and strength from each member of the group as they navigated the final stretch of the trail. Buddha led with calm resolve, his movements deliberate and his presence inspiring strength in those who followed. The summit revealed itself suddenly, its air crisp and its views boundless. As the group reached the peak together, Anand gazed at the vast expanse before him, his breath steadying as he absorbed the magnitude of the moment and its significance. Buddha stood beside him, his posture serene and his voice carrying wisdom that transcended the physical climb. This summit, Anand, Buddha said, is a reflection of your courage to face vulnerability and embrace rejection as part of your journey. The disciples gathered closely, their hearts united by the teachings shared amidst the pinnacle of their ascent. Rejection is human, Buddha said, his voice resonating with conviction. But vulnerability is divine, connecting us to one another and to ourselves. The present moment is your greatest ally and teacher. His teachings echoed in my heart, their resonance filling the space once shadowed by fear and longing. To awaken fully, Buddha said, is to tread the path with open hearts, free from fear and bound by compassion. The group began their descent, their spirits renewed and their understanding deepened, ready to share the teachings of vulnerability. I nodded, feeling the clarity of his teaching rippling through me, transforming doubt into curiosity, fear into reflection. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of gold and crimson, I felt a new peace. Together, they descended, leaving the mountain as a testament to the strength found within vulnerability and courage. The journey through the mountain served as a timeless metaphor, its teachings carried forward to inspire others along their paths. The disciples ventured onward, their steps resonating with clarity and their hearts imbued with the light of awakening. Buddha walked beside them, his presence unwavering, his wisdom an eternal guide on their shared journey toward truth. Master, how can we feel connected when others' actions hurt or betray us? Buddha picked up a fallen leaf, its edges browned with age. Farmer, does this leaf resent the tree for releasing it, or does it accept its place in nature's cycle? The farmer considered Buddha's words carefully before speaking. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.